Hey, what's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here today. Just finished Halloween Kills, and we're about to do a spoiler-free review of it. I want to preface this review already with, when I watched Halloween 2018, the excitement of seeing a new Halloween film was surreal. There's no denying it. It was absolutely surreal. So I don't want to go into this review just gung-ho, full of piss and vinegar, and just like, oh my god, it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I really wanted to come into this tempered. I've got notes for this. I wrote them basically in as chronologically as ordered as possible. And we're going to go through the movie with spoiler-free, but my thoughts on the outer-lying aspects of it. So without further ado, let's just get right into Halloween Kills. So when I started the movie already, I was like, okay, this is interesting, because the opening of the movie is a callback. And one issue I had with Halloween 2018 was, are we really telling a new story here? Because it's basically Michael and Laurie, and they're just not brother and sister. That wasn't, after a while, that just wasn't good enough for me. But I like that this movie, we're going back to 78, and we're telling something new. We're showing different portions of that night, but telling it in a new story. And I was happy with that, and honestly, the 78 portion of the film looked really cool. They mimicked that style very well, and seeing Michael in 1978 was really cool. And the look of Michael from 78, I had goosebumps. I thought they did a great job with the look of Michael Myers for 1978. I mean, it was freaking rad. But it was interesting seeing that we're telling this new story, but involved with the original movie, and that's really what I really wanted, and I didn't feel like I got enough of that from 18 because it felt like retread Michael and Laurie. But this one, cool deal. I don't want to spoil who this is, but if you're a Halloween fan, you can guess it. The only issue I had with the callback, and this is a Halloween fan's gripe, is the voice could have been a little bit better. I would have wanted the voice of this character from Halloween past to have been done better. And quite frankly, we've seen it been done better in the franchise before. So other than that, though, the opening scene, the flashbacks to 78, that was cool. I dug that. So one thing I'll say right now, and this is just true, this movie lives up to the name Halloween Kills. Michael is a son of a gun in this movie. And the kills, a lot of the kills in the movie are really just guttural and visceral. When you think about the Friday the 13th series, that's a character where Jason got to get real creative with the kills, especially throughout the series as it went on. This movie, it's just painful. It's a lot of slice and dicing and stabs, and it worked for this film. So I liked that Michael was just intense in this movie. And when I say he's intense, Jesus have mercy. This Michael is a mean son of a gun. So that was cool. Being a big Halloween 3 fan, I loved that there are the Silver Shamrock kids in here. We got that a little bit in 2018. You get more of it here. And a funny tidbit, they used the Don Post 2012 masks apparently in 2018. But in this one, they used the Trick or Treat Studios masks, and they looked great on camera. So that's the kind of fan service I like. Granted, maybe not everybody's the massive Halloween 3 fan like I am. I'm sure there's tons of you watching this that probably are. But that kind of fan service is cool. And plus, it makes it less likely that they'll ever touch Halloween 3 and do some kind of crazy remake, which I pray they never do. For God's sakes, don't remake Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. This movie doesn't have so much Jamie Lee Curtis in it. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too upset about that because, again, guys, if we're doing these movies today, I want a new story. And for that to be a thing, having a little less Laurie and showing other characters involved in the main story of it, I'm not against that. Granted, Jamie Lee Curtis is fine in the movie. She's a great actress, so it's not like I was it's not like I just don't want her in the movie. No, that's not the case at all. But this movie, we're telling a new story. We're going in different directions, so it's great that they put different characters more so in the forefront and let those characters shine, so to speak. Most of them shine. We'll talk about that in a second. Out of the new characters, that we get Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle. Kyle Richards comes back, and she was the girl from the original 78 that was being babysat. And we get some other ones. You remember Lonnie? Hey, Lonnie, don't go in there. Well, Lonnie's in this movie, and he has a cool tie-in with a character from the previous film. And out of the characters of the movie, I'll say that I really liked Judy Greer, who was Karen, because I guess I just need to get into this right here. Here's one of my gripes about this film, or I would have changed this. We were heavy-handed on some of the dialogue. It was a little too much, you know. There were way too many boogeyman references, and quite frankly, way too many the evil must die references for my liking. You've got Michael, who is speaking through his actions that he is the boogeyman and that he is pure evil. And there's way too many characters saying it, and it just feels way too much. I think a script rewrite would have been very helpful with that. I didn't like that. The dialogue was kind of jarring at some moments, and especially right in the middle of the film, it became a little much. And that's really that's my biggest gripe, is the dialogue. I would have not gone so heavy-handed on that. I thought it got a little redundant, quite frankly. Nancy Stevens, who was the nurse from the original film who was riding with Dr. Loomis, and Michael attacks her and she survives. She's in here. She has not necessarily a cheesy line, but definitely a line for the Halloween fans. She gets away with that line, and you'll see it when you watch the movie. She gets away with it. Obviously, the rumblings going on with this movie, and of course it's not spoiling anything, was the ending of the movie. The ending, it's a oh wow ending. And, you know, I do like the ending of the film. It is gonna ultimately, you know, I'll decide how much I really like this ending based on the next film, and you'll probably be the judge of that too. So, but it's strong. It's a very strong ending of Halloween Kills, and I like that. Let's go bold. That's what we need to do if we're gonna continue this story, guys, and tell it in a different light. We've got to go for it. So, I applaud that. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen with Halloween Ends. Basically, the ending of this movie, I'm gonna ultimately decide how much I like it when Halloween Ends comes out, and seeing what they do with it. So, but it's strong. Initial impression is it is a strong ending, and I'm down with it. But we'll see when Halloween Ends comes out how much I truly like that ending. The score, of course, was great, but I honestly think I might like 2018's score a little bit better, but part of it could be because Halloween 2018 wasn't as crazy and bombastic as Kills is, so you may not notice the music as much in Kills because this film is a bullet, man. It's a train, and Michael is on a rampage. So maybe it's because I noticed the elements of the score from 2018 more than Kills, but that's something I'll have to just revisit and see, because I don't want to just judge the score by listening to a record of it. I'm trying to judge it by the way it works in the film. And the score is great. Of course, it's Carpenter and his kid, so the score is great. But part of me was saying to myself, did I like 2018's score better? So that's something I'll have to juggle with watching the movies back and forth and that kind of thing. One thing that you'll probably hear a lot with reviews, and I'll echo the sentiment, is Michael Myers is absolutely the best part of this movie. I think a lot of horror fans are going to like this film because it is unequivocally a slasher film. I mean, let's just get that straight. This is a friggin' slasher film. And I think that's why a lot of the critic reviews weren't down with that, because this movie is a horror slasher film at the end of the day. So I loved it. I mean, as a fan of horror, as a fan of special effects makeup and stuff like that, rock and roll, baby. Michael kicked I'm just going to say it, he kicked a ton of ass in this movie. And that's what I want, you know. Not to get into the Rob Zombie films, but look, I like Brutal Myers, like from there, and George P. Wilbur. And his brutality almost comes from just his physical appearance. And this Michael, he's up there, man. He probably surpasses a lot of the Michael Myers that I like from the series, because this one is an ass kicker. I'm just going to say it. He kicks a lot of frickin' ass. So at the end of the day, I will say this to wrap up my spoiler-free review. This was a step in the right direction for me. You know, we're telling a story now. and it's going somewhere different, and that's ultimately what I wanted. That's truly what I wanted. You know, with 2018, as I said, it still felt like the same old because it's Laurie and James and Michael. And even though they weren't brother and sister, I needed more. And this film is giving it to me. So, step in the right direction. Excited to see what happens with ends now. So, we're going to see. But if I had to give it a score, I was going to give you the, as precise as I could out of 10, but I'll just stick to a number. I will go... I'm closer to a 7 than a 6, so I'm going to go 7 out of 10. So ultimately, the only thing that I really didn't like was some of the dialogue. Way too heavy-handed on some of the phraseology. It got redundant, quite frankly. If it wasn't for that, I don't know how much I would complain about, to be honest with you. Let's leave it right there, guys. I'm positive, and no need for me to re-review this. This is genuinely my honest thoughts on this film, so I'm not going to come at you in 3 months and change my mind on this. Halloween Kills was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So I'm excited for Ends, so, now we got to wait another year, hopefully. Just another year, that is. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please let me know if you're excited to see this film. Let me know your thoughts if you have seen this film, and we'll probably do a spoiler talk review tomorrow, and I'll get into all the nitty-gritty about some of the stuff. That especially the ending. We'll talk about it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please give this review a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to sub to Christian and Horror if you have not already. And we'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Have a great day. Take care.